Hi, I'm Billy Nasty and you're watching Toasted.
It's been a while, man.
Yes, it's been a while. Good to see you, man.
Last time I met you, I was actually carrying your vinyl record collection from one place to another in London. Now you're here at BMC and again with vinyl.
Yeah, I love them. I've spent all my life carrying them and moving them from place to place. They seem to get heavier and heavier as you get older.
Are you actually a vinyl freak yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I've been collecting since I was over 30 years now. I've got 18,000 records. I've recently opened a shop in Brighton called the Vinyl Curtain, and I'm still flying the flag for vinyl. Bless it, the black gold.
So actually you can make a living out of the black golds, right?
Yeah, still more and more people are now returning to it, recognizing the warmth and the color and the superior sound quality of analog and vinyl.
Do you still make music on vinyl yourself, actually?
Yeah. I've relaunched both my labels, Tortured and Electrics, and I've been working with Keith Tenniswood, Radioactive Man, and we're in a band called Radio Nasty. We're still making records. We obviously now put things out digitally as well. But yeah, no, we have to stay true to vinyl. I think it's a very important thing.
What have you been up to the last 20 years since I met you last?
Oh, well, DJing, late nights, travelling, the usual thing, just still doing what I'm doing. I love DJing, I love running the labels, and I love travelling the world, doing what I do. I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world.
Again, last time we met, you were with up there with Dave Clark and Carl Cox, and the three of you guys were like ruling techno, definitely. And now all this time evolved. Of course, the Dutch DJs are really famous. Did you ever expect this at all?
No, but that every dog has its day, and as you get older and older, that the age level of the people in the clubs get younger and younger, and I think that it's only right that every year there should be someone new sounds, and it moves forward, and that's the beauty of it. If that's just the way it has to be, and I think it's brilliant that, because you don't still want to go and see the same DJs playing the same records. So the ones of us like Carl and Dave and myself, we try to move with the times, and that's the beauty of techno, because it's trying to find the sound of tomorrow today.
And it's never dated and never boring.
No, that's the beauty of it. It's it just keeps moving forward, and it keeps you enthusiastic, and if you love music, it's just the nature of techno just keeps it fresh and keeps you on track.
And you're producing music yourself as well?
Yeah. As I said, I produce stuff with Keith. I've got a project that I'm going to be doing with Nick Dunton from the 65D Mavericks, and I'm doing a few things. Yeah.
I talked to Duncan Stutterheim from ID&T on music fair in Groningen in Holland in January, and he said, well, if you're a DJ nowadays and you don't produce your own music, there's really no future for you. What do you think?
I think there's an element of truth to that. I think young kids now, if they're getting into it, they learn to produce and DJ at the same time. But years ago, in some situations, like a guy was a good DJ that made kind of average records, or the guy was an amazing producer and he was an average DJ. Now it seems like young kids seem to want to do both at the same time, and by doing both it helps you understand things. So I think if I was to give advice to people, I'd say definitely do both, but then I also think that they are two different jobs. I think that if you're making records and you've got an amazing record that's blowing up, it can be played in 300 clubs all over the world on one Saturday night, whereas if you're a DJ, you can only be at one or two of them if you're lucky,
I have the impression that the old guard, the DJs who were taught to spin vinyl and mix vinyl, and who know the techniques, are different DJs than the guys who are used to playing with computers. Am I correct?
I think that you have a different relationship with it. If you've bought a record, you can remember where you heard it, where you bought it, listening to it now. Whereas now, most young kids are playing digitally, so they just get files. And it's a bit hard to have that same kind of relationship because one email looks like another. So I think it's a slightly kind of different thing, but I still strong to vinyl, love it, and just the whole ceremony of taking a record out, put it on the deck and listening to that, and that magical noise that you hear before anything starts. It's like it's a real wonderful sound. It's like a real log fire or the beach on the waves on the beach. It's a nostalgic kind of noise for me, and I love that, and I'm still strong to it.
Being from a DJ perspective, like knowing how to work your turntables, a lot of new DJs probably never did that, right? I mean, they're just used to working with all the software that they get.
Yeah, now you have like the new CDJs with the beat sync and stuff like that, and a lot of like modules to do it for you. But I still I'm old-fashioned, and I think that back in the day, what it was, you collected records, you studied, and you done your trade, and by 6-7 years later, you were successful enough to get to the club that you had already put in your training or your work. Whereas now, kind of technology enables people to bluff, and so I think that it has changed to some extent. But I do feel like older DJs, older generations of DJs that learnt the old way, they've got a certain kind of a difference and a different philosophy towards music. It's sad, really. I can't stop it evolving and that, but to me, it's like I've been a DJ now professional DJ for over 26 years, and I bought turntables when I was 16, so I'm not that impressed with all this fakery and, certain people that I won't mention, want to be DJs, and they're clearly not, and they're miming to adapt, and it saddens me really because it cheapens my profession.
Hey, what holds the future for you? Lots of touring?
Lots of touring, loads of records, enjoying life, and just carrying on doing what I do. As I said, I love it,
How many records do you actually have yourself?
I think I've got about 18,000, and it's just, when you move, it just gets harder and harder, but, I don't want to part with them. They're all like tiny bits of my memories of my past, and it's like,
where do you keep 18,000 records, man?
In loads of shelves, half of them in storage, and you have to be careful. If you've got a flat, you have to have quite a heavy reinforced floor. But I have a lock-up with most of them now. I normally keep a float of about 5,000 where I live.
You can only play 100, probably, right?
Yeah, but you still, you need them ones that you listen to. You never know when someone's going to want you to do a slightly different set, so,
Are you actually inside the shop yourself? If people go to Brighton, to your record store, do you help people as well?
No, it's kind of, most of the sales are online and stuff. I've now moved back up to London, but I come down to Brighton once, twice a week, so it's like appointment only. People want to come into the shop, they ask me when I'm coming down. I say I'm down on Wednesday or Thursday, and they book a private appointment, much like you would get your hair cut. Not that I know what that's like, much. Yeah, so it's like an appointment only, but people like that because it's like a small boutique record shop, and they have the shop to themselves, So it's more of a personal kind of shopping experience, like getting a suit made by a tailor as opposed to buying it online,
So you give them advice on what to get, really?
Yeah, people say, oh, have you got this record by so-and-so, and yeah, I've got this, but he's done this other one on this label, or if you like this, try this. So, it's, people really appreciate it. I think that going to a record shop and that kind of interaction has now been lost because a lot of people download or buy records online. It's a kind of step backwards to a time where the record shops were the main hub of if you wanted tickets or flyers or the music that was it played in clubs. Record shops were the only daytime place where you could connect with that and purchase it.
So actually, those days are coming back now, I see. Because I've been to record shops plenty of my life, but I never got like the personal experience that you're offering.
Yeah, no, I think that it's moving back to that of having a relationship and knowing what your customers like, and just being there and just spending some time with them one-on-one, as opposed to looking online and listening to little links and having to make your mind up with no interaction with someone.
What's the URL for your company, if I may ask?
What's the
URL? Yeah.
Well, it's the Vinyl Curtain, and we sell on Discogs, so it's the Vinyl Curtain at discogs.net.
Hey, what's the last record you bought yourself, actually?
In fact, I just bought a record from Liz on the other store. It's Umex just done a new Zeta Reticular, and it's got an amazing, like the Zeta Reticula on electrics. It's got an awesome B-side. It's good to see Umet getting back and doing his proper electro again.
Sweet. Hey, are you playing the festivals this summer?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be at Dance Valley and Awakenings and a few others in this country. So I'm looking forward to the festival season, and I'm as always looking forward to coming back to Holland.
And the rest of Europe as well, I hope.
Yes, most.
Did you actually ever play in the States?
Yeah, I've been there many times. I haven't been there for a while, and I'm not part of this EDM thing. But again, like what we're saying, I know there's a lot of Dutch DJs like Afrojack and Laidback Luke who are massive over there. So it's quite interesting to see it all pan out. But it's not really my thing, you know.
So you're not playing the States anytime soon?
No, not at the moment. No.
Hey, thanks so much for your time.
No, excellent. Thank you, Phil.